Hello my friends, my name is Abi and welcome back to Third Age Total War Divide and Conquer, where I'm playing as Rhûn. Now, just like the last episode, this is unfortunately going to be another audio cover-up because even though I reinstalled the GeForce experience, it did not work properly, so I've gone full scale and reverted back to an old previous version before 3.0 now. I don't even have it installed, the newest version. I have an old version until they fix their shit. I'm not going to be using it. So anyway, I'm going to have to test that. And I was testing the 3.0 version, but I don't know. I don't know what's actually causing this issue. I don't know if it's to do with the recording of the game itself, because I recorded the title screen for about 10 minutes and nothing happened wrong-wise. But apart from that, I can't really do that much testing because I don't have time to sit there and record things for an hour and then check and see if it's okay. So I've just reverted back because I knew it was working. So if it's not working now, then I'm going to be so angry and so pissed off, and you guys will probably hear about it anyway. But moving on, so now in Rhûn, which is a very, I don't know, underrated series, which we're doing really well in. Maybe that's why. Not a lot of people like to watch Rhûn, maybe because it's been done before. We are pushing out against Dale, and right now I'm looking at my economy and just building as many things as I can while I have the money, because we haven't met our barracks event yet. So I'm going to try and get as many buildings out as I can, and some of the stronger units I have, as we push up. Now, we have a naval advantage, so we can take ships and take them up this river all the way to Esgaroth and Rivertown, and, well, whatever region that is there. And then there's Kirithgathel, which is the, Kirichgathel, which is the Dwarven mountain province in the north. Skarn is going to be our next place of attack. However, I'm going to auto-resolve this just because it's not worth the fight and a waste of like 2 to 5 minutes. They have mines though, which is really good. I really need mines. Mines will help immensely with money. Just even like 100 gold, that kind of is suffice for a militia tier unit. So it enables us to have that just a little bit more of a military advantage. Now, of course, with our main KHAND, we're heading towards the sort of northwest province of Dale, and then there's also a province completely north from where we are in Rhûn. From where I am on the map now with this lake, just completely north. So what else were we going to do in this episode? We're just going to push out against Dale, and once we take out Dale, the dwarves and elves are pretty much on our doorstep, and all we really need to do is actually kill the dwarves and Dale. I think once we've done that, we've met our victory conditions. Some people were asking me if I was going to backstab and go and attack Mordor. However, I feel like that's what I always do. I always attack Mordor. In every good campaign, at some point or another, I'm going to be having to attack Mordor because they're the villains of this game. They're the antagonists. They are the complete evil that needs to be eradicated. So in most campaigns, well, you need to take out Mordor. For example, my Linden campaign, even though I'm absolutely miles away at the other end of the map, I have to take out Mordor as one of my victory conditions. So it's nice to not have to fight them, I'm afraid. Although it would be cool. If you were, for example, close enough, like Harad, in that sense, where you would coming up and fight Gondor anyway, then yeah, sure, that could be cool. It would be fun in that sense. It's just that right now, once I take out Dale, going against Mordor would be completely pointless. Of course, I could go against Mordor now, but I already have pretty much all the victory conditions apart from taking out factions. And a couple of regions, I would think. So this army is being moved up, and we've joined them together. I'm going to send them up as one army, which will make them fight better. And, of course, we can recruit a couple of units, so I'm just going to recruit a chariot and some crossbowmen, if I can. I know I do at some point. Yes. Batu is heading north. Apart from that, we don't really have any issues right now. None of Dale can really, because our armies are moving towards their settlements, you know, there's nothing that they can really do to stop us, because we have so much military force. in their areas or on our borders, bordering their areas, they're gonna have a lot of a hard time trying to fight us back. But yeah. So anyway, of course, I liked some of the feedback I saw, even though I uploaded my Linden episode so late yesterday. Blame my internet for that. For some reason, Virgin Media takes a long time to upload a video when you upload it at 8 o'clock at night. So hopefully I'll upload this one a little bit better today. 8 o'clock was just naturally when I came home from the uni. Yes, as we border a lot of allied factions. We border Mordor, and we border... That's a weird word. Border the Shadow of Mirkwood, and then to our right, we don't have anything. So we're so comfortable right now in the slot, in the pocket. There's not really too much else. Ilanin standing strong. Yes, I found this army here, and I was like, "Ooh, okay," because Batu is going up to fight there. So I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna keep the armies the same actually, but I'm gonna put some infantry over in the KHAND's army because that's what they need right now. And what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and combine Batu's army with this guy. I can't remember his name. Nikan, I think I saw it there for a second. Nikan. And I'm going to try and get them together so they can take down that force. The goal for this episode is literally just to take a couple of provinces away from Dale. Because if I can push them back through these two big provinces that are in front of me right now, they cover a lot of land. In fact, they border the dwarves and they border basically almost the river town up near where Dale and Erebor is. So that's the goal. The dwarves are going to be interesting to fight. In fact, they're going to be a lot harder than Dale and Dorwinion. Dorwinion was fun to fight because they were kind of a lot better in that sense. They had a lot better units. But however, we managed to kill them with our overpowered generals. And of course, I love the chariots. The chariots are so amazing. They're so cool. You know, I was wondering because they're really good against mounts, right? What would happen if you put them against Mumakil? I wonder how that would work. That would be something to test. That might be a new Willet Cross. Even though it's not really a Willet Cross, it's more like a testing platform for that. That'd be kind of cool to see. What else can I talk about while the turn's ending? And I can't notice any weird stuttering in the video because it's always like 2 minutes earlier when I record it. Oh yes, upgrading graphics card. I'm at the point now where it's been, let's see, what year did I upgrade my graphics card? 2013? 2012? 2013? No, it wasn't. It was 2013, 2014. I currently have an NVIDIA 780, and I spent like £500 on that when it first came out because it was the 80 series. And then of course it fell in price when the TI came out. And so that was really annoying. And now I'm looking to upgrade, and I'm not too sure what I want to upgrade to. A lot of people still use the 980 Ti, and that's probably the cheapest but most secure option for me. However, I don't know if it's worth just upgrading to the 1070 because I actually don't run games on 1080p anymore. Of course, I run Divide and Conquer on 1080p because it makes almost no difference to the graphics because they are so old. But my monitor is like a 1440p monitor, so I don't know if it's worth going for that 1070 instead. Might be a little bit better for me. Anyway, if you guys have that card or are thinking of upgrading as well, then let me know. I'm pretty knowledgeable about all this computer stuff. I built my own computer, I added stuff to it. Over the summer, I completely rehauled stuff like my microphone, as you guys cannot see but can hear. I have a second monitor. And I bought more RAM. I've got 16 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, the new graphics card is definitely in order. Of course, I'll be covering that from selling my old laptop, which is a gaming laptop, which I'm hoping to get quite a bit of money for. And that will cover the costs. But I don't want to make a jump to a 1080. 1080 is a bit too much. Let's see what's going on then. Of course, my channel's not been growing very well recently, ever since I came back to uni, and I can understand why. Things tend to die down. Divide and Conquer's died down a bit, whereas some other people actually have done really well. And I think it's just because of the amount of time they focus and what they do on the game. And I'm not really there yet. I'm kind of falling behind, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, I accidentally ended the turn there by accident, so I'm going to restart it because that was just my bad. Didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. It's not really cheating, I'm afraid. So I'm going to go back to it. There. Yeah, basically, right, see these two armies? I'm going to basically join them, and I'm going to try and go for Miron without actually attacking that army, because I think they can't attack us now. Like, they don't think they'll defeat that army, so they'll wait. And then I can just take my other army across and attack Miron, and it'll be fantastic. I can just take them out really fast, and both of them at the same time, in a defense battle, which I much prefer. I think there's a general in that force as well. We'll have to wait and see. In the province. Oh, so what else happening? Yes, let's keep going on. I can start to improve some of my buildings now. I'm trying to go for the leather worker because I want armor eventually when we get our barracks event. Because as soon as the barrack event hits, my focus normally is not on economy and it's on military. Because by then, if you can look at our money right now, we're growing in money. I'm not really recruiting any more troops, and we're conquering. We're dividing and we're conquering. So I'm going to try and get as much money as I can from not spending too much, apart from buildings, and getting our armor up so that when our military can come in, then yeah, we'll keep a base growing. As you can see from my Mordor campaign, which I've not played for ages, and if you've not seen, I have Sauron now, which is amazing. When you get to a point when you're capturing places almost every turn or every 2 turns or so forth, there is no need to have a cap on how many units you have. You can just grow your army as much as you damn well feel about it. And it's really fun. Although the problem is if the roster is not big enough, then you run into problems. However, Mordor does have a massive roster because they also have units from Rhûn, KHAND, and Harad, which makes it really nice. It'd be really cool if you could get like Isengard units and Dunlending units, because technically, if you're the overruler of all these evil factions, you know, if they all bow down to Sauron, you should get to control them. In fact, that would make a really nice roster improvement for Mordor. In the later game, of course, you'd have to like take these places over, or you'd have to, yeah, you would have to conquer these places, I guess. You couldn't just be allied with them and then be able to create them, or you'd have to own provinces near them. And then you have to be allied with them. And then you can start recruiting buildings that would allow you to recruit a few of their units, not their whole roster. And then it would just make Mordor really interesting. Like, imagine if you'd got to the top where the Orcs, the Misty Mountains are, and you can start to recruit Goblin units. And then you get to Angmar, and Angmar is still alive for some reason, and you get some of their really cool units. The Witch King could be reunited. Maybe not through a script, because scripts aren't that great, but that'd be really cool, because if you're playing as Mordor, you really want to go over and take over everywhere. It's just part of that campaign. So that's cool. That was to happen. Of course, the roster already is quite massive, and I don't think they can add much more units to the existing thing. So it's not to do with adding more units. It's just to do with adding the units that are already there. Being able to recruit them. See, now the cool thing is, because we've got this navy system, I can just take ships back and forth here and there, and then we can create a massive army from our home provinces of Lest, and I can't remember the other one already. I'm really bad for that. And then we can just take them in a ship and take them out. Mistrand, that's the name of it. So we can just take it out of the sea, and then the lake, sorry, and then just keep going up. I keep wanting to call it a sea. I don't think it's a sea, it's lake. Sorry about the messages in case you're hearing that. I don't think you will. The microphone's very good, but I'm getting lots of Facebook messages. What's to do there? Uni chat. Kingdom of Dale, of course, are coming to attack us at Miron. And here is Bjarn, or Baird, whichever one you want to say. They're coming to attack us. Now, their army's not that great. There's nothing too fantastic on it. Oh, they've got Royal Archers as well, which is really good for us. Their captain unit is a unit of Aethorda Horse Guard. So that's not going to be too bad. Of course, we've got chariots. That's really good. And we have a whole lot of Balchoth tribesmen. So we can really do a lot of damage with them. And we can kill them. Slaughter them. That'll put a hold on Dale's conquerings to the east. That will completely hinder them and render them useless in the east, because that's their only army, and that's their only province as well. Too far to the east. I'm trying to look at a good position to start my men. We never get a good advantage for positioning on the map. It's like the computer thinks, like, even where the enemy are, right? That's a cool place, technically, where the top blue is. But no, we don't have that. We just have, you know, a downhill. A downhill and uphill kind of look. So, it's really shitty. But, to be honest, I know that we'll be fine. We'll be fine here. I'm going to try and keep my chariots alive as much as possible, because they're kind of, they're key for certain situations. But if you want to keep them alive in the campaign, you need to not just fling them into battle. Like, they're not like the KHAND unit. You can't just put them into any battle situation and then they'll replenish. No, they need to actually have some kind of plan so that they don't get killed off, because they've got a rather large hitbox, from what some of you guys have been saying. And they're kind of easy to take down with missiles. Even cavalry can kill them, and they're good against attacking cavalry. Now, the enemy general's come out here. He's come out from this corner, close to us. And I'm like, well, he is a unit of... he's a missile unit. He's a missile, a Royal Archer unit. I have lots of cavalry. Yeah, the audio and video is just not syncing right. It's horrible. I don't know why. When I record my next episode of the Misty Mountains, that'll be with the old NVIDIA GeForce. So hopefully, everything will be fine. Come on. So we're trying to do as much damage. The other unit, actually, I didn't realize, I thought it was an infantry unit, is a unit of Dalian Woodsmen. However, what I saw here is they basically took the impact, and the Royal Archers actually have some offensive capability as a missile unit. They have swords, and they can start killing my cavalry. My cavalry is incredibly light, so my cavalry will die a lot. They're not like the Loki flag. I can't remember what it's called for the it's called the Loki Rim. The golden armored. If I could see it here in a second. No, my cursor keeps moving around too much. I keep looking at the Royal Archers because there's no point. But anyway, the golden Rhûn horse guards, they're a lot more armor. They're pretty much shock cavalry of Divide and Conquer. They're not like them. So, because they're not heavy cavalry, they're light cavalry. They get killed quite fast. Now what I'm going to do is send my men out for a repeated charge. If you guys have never seen how effective cavalry can be before, it's pretty much on their charge. They have a lot of good mobility and a good charge. However, apart from that, depending on what cavalry you're fielding, it can be quite weak. So, for example, if I was to keep my heavy cavalry out right now, they'll still do fine in the battle, in a one-on-one battle. However, if I kept my light horsemen, as I was saying before, it would result in a few of my horsemen dying more than needed. Although if I'm just going to charge them, then yeah, it's perfectly fine. So now this has forced the second army to come in. Now normally, with the current AI system for Divide and Conquer, the AI will just kind of go to the highest point if there's a reinforcing army, and they will not attack you. They will not attack you. So if you can take out one of their armies, there is a chance that they will come and attack you, like this army is doing so here. So this army is now coming to attack us, and as you can see, I've spread out my Balchoth tribesmen ready to fling tons of javelins in their faces. We have some archers that will fire. I don't think I have a unit of crossbowmen. No, I just have a unit of normal archers. They'll do decent damage for this part in the game. Of course, what Dale is kind of throwing at us is their militia tier anyway, so it's fine. And I'm moving my Balchoth tribesmen to try and get into a little bit of an arcing range into them. Some of them will throw right here. It's going to be fantastic. The 8th Ward of Horse Guards are mixed in, so for some reason, I don't know why, Bjarn is locked in there somewhere on his last legs. He'll be cut down by our golden horseman. Here's the javelinman throwing. The alien woodsman being shot down by our archers, which is amazing. Keep going, archers, keep going. I'm going to move my infantry to kind of support now because I feel like they're just going to try and help their general and it's not going to work. But now, oh yeah, here we go, look. If we can throw the javelinmen into their cavalry, that would be amazing. Just look at that shot, so much... I keep wanting to say deep penetration and it's going to be very sexual. Just, there's a lot of men dying here. A lot of men being skewed. That's better. It's not so bad. I'm going to move my cavalry out now to the side. I think I'm playing on point 6 because I wanted to show you the javelins being thrown. This unit here, right, they're in bloomin' shield wall, which is not good for them because it means that our javelins have an easier time of hitting them. And the mass of the unit doesn't have to do with anything like that. When you have a unit in shield wall, it's basically for cavalry charges. There's always some kind of, even though they don't have it in any detail, there is a mass stat somewhere. A mass of a unit plays a part. As you can see, the 8th Order Horse Guard are being swamped by the javelin men. And I was very happy with my Balchoth tribesmen. In fact, they are a very cool unit, and I know that Harad used them as well. And the Corsairs, I'm pretty sure. They're a very good unit, javelin men, because you don't really get them with some of the good factions. Rohan, I'm thinking of, their cavalry has them, but nothing else too much. Oh, Rohan, what a campaign that was. Let's keep going. Yeah, the Dalesman got completely obliterated. Completely swamped down and killed. That's bad. Bad for Dale. As you can see now, it's clearly just a mop-up operation. The enemy units are routing all over the field. We killed a great fair few of them. I'm taking my chariots out now to finish off the woodsmen. They managed to get to my Balchoth tribesmen, but they have routed. They have routed indeed. Yeah, the 8th Order Horse Guard are still alive, and they're doing a lot of damage. Which is a shame. Oh, but he got absolutely slaughtered. Javelin to the face. Put him to an end. Very happy with that. I love when enemy generals or captains get killed by missiles, because it doesn't happen very often, actually. It's not common, and it's really cool.
Are badly bloodied. They have lost half their
What?
men.
They've only lost half their men now? That's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure we've completely annihilated them. Oh, they must have lots of units that are engaged that I'm not watching, probably. Yeah, it's the Ravonian Gautrets. They're going to be doing quite a lot of damage. But the battle is over, which leads us to our last battle of the actual episode. I like to have 2 battles, and I feel like having 1 battle is not enough. I've recorded episodes that are 25 minutes before, and you guys just complain at me. So I try and keep them a little bit longer, and try and play and get a lot more done. Because if it's only 1 episode a week, you know, I don't want it to last months on end. Of course, Linden is more than halfway through the campaign now, believe it or not. There's not really too much more to it. Well, there kind of is, there kind of isn't. Then there's Misty Mountains, which they're still starting out, really. Rhûn, we're on the middle way. At turn 48, believe it or not, we're middle way. What other campaigns have I got? The Fellowship is completely done. If you guys haven't seen the Fellowship campaign yet, I had the Battle of the Black Gate. I will be redoing the Battle of the Pelennor Fields for some point. And that'll be amazing. That'll be a really cool battle to fight.
We are winning the battle. Our enemy flees before
And there we go, we've won.
Good.
I'm just going to try and mop up some of the rest of the units. I don't want any of them going back to their settlement, as I have a feeling that they could do that if we don't kill enough of them. Yeah, the Runic clansmen are gone. Let's see. I'm going to check my upload speed today. Uploading is something that I've always wanted to do for streaming, but I've just never streamed.
The enemy must curse the day they were born. Let all the poets write of this most wondrous triumph.
What else is happening this week? Nothing really, just a lot of graphic design work and playing games. Not really. Gears of War 4, if anybody's interested, comes out on the 11th. I'm a massive Gears of War fan, as I was a massive Xbox teenager. Played a lot of Gears of War and Halo. Gears of War was my most popular online game. I put too many hours on that game probably, and I absolutely loved the second game, even though it was broken, and I loved the third game, and it was amazing. And then I just kind of stopped playing it as I grew older because Judgment came out, and then I got an Xbox One earlier this year. I've got the Gears of War HD collection, but I've not played it online. Just don't really have the passion to play it anymore online just yet. But with Gears of War 4 coming out, I'm interested to see what's going on. That's going to be amazing. You can get it on the PC now because of the way that Microsoft's tackling having games on Xbox and on the PC. Of course, I think I'm going to get it for the Xbox just because I want the controller support. And it's just going to be... a lot more people will play it on Xbox than the computer. Although, if you technically own it for the Xbox, should you have to buy it for the PC? No, you shouldn't. I wonder how that works. I'll have to look into that. So, I'm going to try and put some watchtowers down. But as I said, we're bordering the dwarves now, which is very interesting. And you've seen Kidditch Cathal, how it looks. So, battling that again with Rhûn will be very fun, in fact. Taking that bit. I feel like I want catapults, though. I think catapults will be amazing for that. Or ballista. That would be cool. Be very cool. I'm just getting rid of some of my old units here, and then of course my cavalry will have to go in and retrain again. The good thing is, because of this river, we can take them across, and it saves them a good turn or two from having to walk around. King Bane the Honourable. Of course, we're just going to go straight for this place here, and we're going to leave the other place and let them come attack us. This is the KHAND's army, his royal army, with lots of different general units. I wish there was more variation for getting, the Loki Nar Rim, which is the missile unit, and the Loki Flag Rim, which is a normal golden infantry unit. And then, of course, there is the Dragon's Wrath Guildsman unit. They're kind of like a flanking force, very, very good on the charge, very offensive, but not too defensive in that stance. They've got the chanting abilities as well, so they're kind of like a support unit. It would be good if they had like a scaring unit, a fearing unit. I guess they have chariots, but like I know in like Shogun 2 you get the Banzai ability. Oh, that's not like a that's not technically a fearing attribute. Or a special ability, sorry. It's no, that just increases their damage. More like the Witcher's Scream then. The Witcher's... I'm completely going now. The Screams of the Nazgul. So here we are. We're about to defend against this army that's coming out against us. Basically, we're here to conquer them. There's nothing in their army. Just a whole load of rabble. And we have a lot of good archer units. We have 2 of our standard archers. We have a crossbow unit, which is amazing. We have the Loki Nar Rim, which is a very good archer unit. We have our KHAND. He is an archer unit. He's very good. And then, of course, we've got Khandish Raiders. Is that what they're... No, that's the ground unit. We have the Khandish Horse Raiders, pretty much. They're also archers, and they're pretty goddamn good, in fact. as a skirmish faction, they do very well. I think Rhûn are really balanced. I think they're probably the most balanced out. Because they've got really good infantry, really good missiles. I guess they just don't have a very large roster. And of course, I made the mistake of putting my chariots through my men. Of course, it doesn't kill them, it just pushes them over. But we're going to start shooting them. The Athala Rangers are coming out at us straight away. I'm going to take my cavalry and we're going to go mental and just try and crash into them as fast as we can. We need to take out the Athala Rangers. They'll do some damage. Very good kind of missile unit. They're going to try and bolster their ranks with, what is that? Hearth Watchman? Which will take the impact of our cavalry. Although we did get a good hit into the Athala Rangers too. So that's good. Of course, I'm going to get my cavalry out of there as fast as I can. They're going to take a lot of damage otherwise. Okay, let's keep our guys going down. Yeah, we're starting to be hit by their archers. They'll be firing in a minute. They've got some other archer units. They have another unit of the longbowmen. They're all on that right side of the screen right now. That's where my cavalry is going forwards. The Dalian longbowmen, you can see them there. Novanian and Gotritz. Pretty good unit actually. I really like them. If I was to play as Dale, they'd probably be my main force, and then flank with the swords. Swordsmen were quite cool too. Okay, into a charge. Not a very great charge, but we managed to hit them, which is stopping them from firing. That's the main thing. You want to stop them from firing. If you can disrupt the enemy force, that's good. As you can see, our Balchoth tribesmen are trying to fire. They're not close enough yet. So they're doing that weird glitch where they don't actually throw anything, but they make the animation to do so. And then of course we're going to send out our infantry. We go mental. Try and slaughter them. And there's Boromir's chant. So now that we've engaged with our two generals unit, I'm trying to flank with the units that will not replenish, which is our normal units. And now I'm going to take my general for a flank. And this is how you should use chariots. This is pretty much what they were made for, in a sense. And you'll see it here. And this is what I wanted. So you want something to hold the main line. If you can hold the main line, that's good. You can keep the back line away from infantry, away from cavalry, away from anything that could potentially harm your chariots. So for example, they have missiles that will harm our chariots, but they are in combat, so they cannot fire. Now you see this lovely line, this lovely line of men fighting men. This is where your chariots are going to absolutely wreck the enemy. So as you can see, the chariots, if you just pull it to a unit that's right across, they will hit through the unit and they will just go absolutely ham. So as you can see, the chariot unit there has just caused all of those to rout. They're gone. And so now, basically, the enemy army has been completely destroyed. Their captain has been killed, and their army has just decided to just go. And there you have it. That's the battle for this settlement. It's not a very hard one, and that's how you use your chariots. It doesn't look like they've done very much, but I'll show you the statistics in a second, and then you'll see. I'm just trying to chase down as much as I can because the game hasn't ended yet. I'm just going to try and kill a couple more. Well, I can. 91% killed. So here we go. 27 lost for us. We killed 1,354. They had more men than us as well. And look at the Easterling Warrior Chariots at the top. 231 kills. That's one charge. One charge. They killed that many people. So there we go. That's how powerful chariots can be if you can use them in a very conservative but effective manner. And that'll end this episode, and I'll stop talking now as I've been talking for about 30 something minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it's not particularly interesting to listen to me make kind of commentary over the gameplay. It's better for me to play it. But hopefully NVIDIA GeForce will have reverted to its old self and it'll be fine now. And that'll be it. So thank you guys for watching. My name was Ibby, as always. I'll be back next week to bring you another episode of Rhûn. 2 episodes of Misty Mountains will come out this week. And some Mordor on the weekend, hopefully. And then what else will be happening? Not too much. Battle of the Pelennor Fields Take 2 at some point. I know you guys are missing that. And anything else you guys want to see, just comment below. So that's me signing off for now.